Roscoe's Tunes and Thoughts featuring my co-host, Paigey. This is a podcast where we discuss opinions, moments in music history, our favorite artists and albums, all while talking in the perspective of our alter egos. I am Roscoe.
And I am Paigey. And today we will be talking about different artists and our thoughts about their albums, what they have done with their careers, and why they're either overrated or underrated. Today we will be ending with a theory about a very successful queen in the music industry and why Brady and everyone else should listen to K-pop because it's not actually bad.
What if we, instead of, talked with our normal voices, what if we talked like that one video of that guy going, Burger King foot lettuce?
Burger King foot lettuce.
Oh my god.
And I'm Paigey.
Oh my god. So the topics for discussion today are the 21st century liability and why he deserves more respect than he gets.
The Beatles and why they are not the greatest band of all time.
Mick Jagger 2.0, why he is the savior of rock and roll.
Taylor Swift and why Evermore is not her last album.
And lastly, Paigey is going to convince me why I need to listen to K-pop.
Yeah, simple as that.
Simple as that. All right, so we're starting off the podcast today with Yungblud, the 21st century liability. So he's pretty heavy, pretty bold of an artist, and it is a pretty heavy topic to start off on, but it needs to be said. So his full name's Dominic Harris. He's from Manchester, United Kingdom, and he first released his self-titled EP in 2018, and since then has released 2 albums, 21st Century Liability in, I'm pretty sure, 2018, and Weird 2020. So I feel like a lot of people know who he is, but not because of his music.
Yeah,
Everyone knows who he is because he dated Halsey. Let's be real.
Yeah, and I feel like he doesn't get a lot of respect in the music industry.
No.
Because of...
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because he is very bold, he's very outspoken, and he's very aggressive.
And isn't he a Gen Zer?
Yeah.
So they get called him a Gen Z brat?
Yeah, he literally gets called a Gen Z brat. Yeah. And, he's very aggressive. If he feels something needs to be done, he puts his mind to it. He writes a song about it.
So like you, but not songs.
Yeah, basically. And he doesn't hold back at all. And so I highly respect that about him because he just doesn't care. He doesn't really care what anybody else thinks at all. But he's not silenced, but he's restricted, of course, by the music industry because he does that. He's just very, I said, you don't really know who he is because of his music. You know who he is because he dated Halsey and he's collaborated with Machine Gun Kelly and it's just that's literally the only reason why.
He's not actually respected for his own work. It's all just because of what he's done, not his work. What he's done.
But because what he's done and who he's done it with.
Yes.
Basically. That's exactly the point. And he even grazes over that in the song Parents that he has. It's a single. I don't know if anyone's I feel it's one of his most popular songs, but still it doesn't get the recognition.
Yeah.
It just doesn't get the recognition. But he's also the type of artist where he makes it known that Yungblud isn't a person. It's not him. It's actually what he stands for and his entire fan base, and making it all a family.
Yeah.
And even though he's restricted, there are still people that do get to hear his message, and it touches them. Because he's this generation's pop and grunge artist that all of the misfits go to when life has them feeling like they don't belong.
Yeah, which is a big problem in today's society, which I read something that was teens today now have the same stress as a 1960s mental insane asylum person.
Are you serious?
You didn't see that?
Can you send that to me?
Yeah, I will. It's literally everywhere. Have you not seen that?
Okay, no, I didn't know.
You didn't know that?
No.
Like, they have more stress, like an average high school student. And
That's
not
a
even
lot.
talking about the ones that are depressed.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's so bad. I think all of us are depressed, though. Like, even if we're
Most
just average, like,
people-
all of us are.
There's not many healthy
Well,
people.
Doug's not. Doug is a self-proclaimed not depressed person. But everyone else.
Self-proclaimed.
He literally was like, I'm not depressed. But yeah.
Oh, Doug.
Oh my god. But yeah, like, he reaches out to everyone who has, like, that struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, it helps them feel like, you know what, be yourself. Do whatever you want because you're not a kid forever.
Like, you do you. You're about to move out.
Yeah.
You know what? Life's gonna get better.
Yeah, like, he really speaks, like, to teens and stuff like that, which I think is actually, like, really, really great. Even though, like, he's literally, like, 23. He's not that much older than us, but
Yeah, because he's still technically a part of Gen Z. So.
he is. So he's not that much older. So why do you think he is perceived the way he is in the industry and the media?
Mostly, I think, because he's Gen Z, and yeah, and I feel like if you just hear his name, Yungblud, and like how it's spelled, I feel like many people think he's a rapper.
Yeah, like you think he's a SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah, and like, cause there's so many SoundCloud rappers, like Little Xan, so many Little. So I feel like Yungblud, especially how he spells it, when you just see it, it just looks like a SoundCloud rapper, 17-year-old.
Did you know that was his nickname that he
sign.
got from his record label?
Really?
He was actually gonna use his regular name until they started calling him Yungblud because he was so young. And they're like, oh, we got new meat in the industry, and he just kept it. And so he spelled it really weird, like in all caps. But I honestly,
like
me too. I honestly think it's because people are afraid of challenges. Because everyone, like, let's face it, like, this isn't like being mean, but people are afraid of the unknown.
Yeah.
Like, everyone, and most people, especially in today, because they're so focused on themselves, all of them are simple-minded. So then when they see a challenge, they're immediately afraid of it and they see it as a threat.
Exactly.
And because he's so aggressive with the way, like, he comes about things, like, he's automatically seen as a threat and a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So no one's gonna be, well, not no one, but, like, most people aren't gonna be interested in that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles.
The Beatles.
The Beatles.
We love them.
The best boy band. Oh, honey.
Like, oh my god. Like, everyone who knows who the Beatles are, like, if you don't, it's because you live under a rock or, like, because I've literally sat in a class and people are like, who are the Beatles? Who's John Lennon? And I'm like, okay.
How do you not
Exactly.
know?
I'm like, you only, like, if you don't know who they are, you live under a rock, or the only person you listen to in music is Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
literally.
a good assumption, honestly.
No, like, I'm serious. Like, it's, like, if you don't know who they are, like how can you
Where
not?
have you been?
Have you not seen, like, the basic t-shirts, like, in mom jeans?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like
everyone
that's
knows
such
who
a
they are.
style now. So many people wearing, like, a Beatles sweatshirt and mom jeans, a cute, like, Gucci
Exactly.
belt. I don't know, those Nike Air Force Ones. I don't like those,
I hate
honestly.
those. I don't
Like, they're
them
too
either.
chunky.
The Gucci belts? No way.
Honestly, the Gucci belts, they're kind of cute. But I wouldn't spend too much money on that. Like, that's
They're like
too much.
$400.
I just bought my belt for like $7, and that's
You
all
bought
I need.
a Gucci belt for $7?
No, not a Gucci belt. I'm not.
It's like
I'm
it's
not
fake
that
then.
Gucci. But I got a $7 belt, and it's reversible, so I can have a brown belt or a black belt, or I could just wear my black belt. Imagine if I put my jeans and I just.
Day 7,079 of Paige flexing that she has a black belt.
It literally just came up. I heard, like my black.
So, the Beatles. Everyone knows who the Beatles are, and if you don't, it's because, again, like I said, you live under a rock or you only listen to Juice WRLD. And so they were formed in Liverpool, United Kingdom in 1960, and their first album was released in 1963, and it's called Please Please Me. They have broken records. Like, they literally created the hysteria over boy bands.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but let's talk about boy bands for a second. So at first, Beatles were not respected.
of course not.
Because many girls like them.
All of them loved the Beatles.
So the girls liked the Beatles.
Right.
And they were looked down upon, so they had a lot of struggles to actually go through. And then what happened was they started getting more popular, and the boys were like, oh, it's cool. And now they're the best.
Well, the entire reason, like, why they started getting respect was because Frank Sinatra was like, yo, they're really good, actually. And then all the guys were like, oh, right. The same thing happened to Frank Sinatra. Like, no one took him seriously because all the girls were like, oh my God. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, I can't even remember who started listening to Frank Sinatra, but they're like, oh, he's good. And yeah. Like, literally, that's what happened. That's what happened to, like, One Direction, too.
Yeah.
Like, they're not respected at all. Even, like, them as solo artists are not respected because of the fact that, like, you know, like, they
were a boy band.
They were a boy band, and every girl, like, was insane over them. But yet, they broke records that the Beatles broke. Like, they were the only band to actually beat the Beatles records. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like...
And this also applies to my favorite subject, our favorite topic on the list, BTS. Why you don't listen to K-pop. But we'll save that for later on.
Okay. Okay. So, the topic of why they are not the greatest boy band of all time. Or band in general. Like, seriously. Like, every dad, every guy, or like your Uncle Ron or something like that, or like, oh yeah, you do have an Uncle Ron. Or like, for instance, my Uncle Tim. Like, just that cool uncle that you have that's like, oh, the Beatles, and like, you know, like, he's obsessed with movies and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, literally I swear to God, that's like every cool uncle.
Yeah.
Like, if you get what I'm saying. But
my uncle's so cool that he'll listen to other music.
My uncle listens to 5 Seconds of Summer with me. But yeah, like,
mine listens to Justin Bieber with me.
Oh, you lost me. I'm sorry.
What?
I hate Justin Bieber.
I do too. But
so
I like his, but like, okay, he has a song and it has Colorado. You're my Colorado. And we were like going to Colorado, so it made sense. We had to say it. You can't not sing that song while going to Colorado. You just can't.
I will simply do just that.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will.
Because when we go on a road trip, you're listening to that song when we're in Colorado.
I'll put it in my AirPods. I'm not listening to it.
Be like Sophie.
Okay. Okay. So, the Beatles. They have the term the greatest band of all time. And yeah, the podcast is opinion-based. Like, literally everything that we're saying is just opinions. Like, what we have on music. But the thing is, this is the thing too, like, not everyone liked the Beatles. Even like when they were like extremely huge, like back then, not everyone liked them simply because they were part of the movement of rock and roll is bad.
Oh,
like,
they were?
Yeah, because they were so influential. Like, literally, the US tried to ban John Lennon I don't know how many times. Like, there's even the conspiracy theory that the United States killed John Lennon, and I 100% believe that.
Really?
Yeah, like, it's crazy. It is. But yeah, they were the most influential, and they were especially preaching peace and love during a time that was actually very controversial in history. So, like, the time period, like, didn't mix. And there were a lot of people that were on the side of the government. So, again, like, not everyone liked the Beatles. Not only that, not everyone even likes rock and roll.
Yeah.
And not only that, still trying to give them the title of the greatest band of all time is just generally wrong because...
You can't have the best in music.
Yeah, you can't. Like, how many people don't listen to rock and roll? Like, how many people, like, don't like the Beatles? How many genres have come about since their rise in the music industry. Like, so trying to say that they're the greatest band of all time, they don't graze every topic of the music industry. So how could they be considered the greatest when they don't reach the greatest in everyone's perspective?
Exactly, and they are... Oh no, I was going somewhere wrong with this. Okay. Oh wait, no, I was right. Okay, so they have a lot of genres. They do.
Yeah, they do.
But they don't have all. So it's
and all
really
of them
unfair.
are like a version of rock.
Yeah.
Like they have British invasion, rhythm and blues, pop rock, classic rock, hard rock, folk rock, art rock, rock and roll, and psychedelic rock.
I didn't know psychedelic rock was something. I didn't know about that.
A song by Harry Styles that's on his Fine Line album is considered psychedelic rock. It like literally resembles Pink Floyd.
Oh.
Yeah, so no, that does exist. Like Pink Floyd is considered psychedelic rock. Like that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what it is. So, yeah, like I personally really like the Beatles, and I personally like love them. Like, I think they were great, and they were revolutionary. But at the same time, they weren't the greatest. Like, they were the most influential band of all time, though.
But it's just wrong to say one band is the best.
Yeah, like you can't just say one band is the best, especially because like what are you basing that off of? Are you just basing that off of the fact that they broke records? Because if you're basing that off of that, One Direction broke their records.
Yeah.
But you died before you'd ever say One Direction was the greatest band of all time. Like,
exactly.
Because they weren't. You can't say that.
Yeah.
And I love One Direction, but you can't say that at all. Like, that's just stupid.
You can't just call one. You're just like, this is the greatest band.
So, why do we think that a lot of people still try to push the narrative that the Beatles are the greatest band?
I think it's honestly because there's a lot of Karens and boomers in the world that like the Beatles still. And they feel like our music, they don't actually use drums.
Yeah,
It's
dude,
not
I hate
music.
Oh my god, I hate that argument.
Me too.
Like, you still use instruments in music.
Yeah.
Like, not everything is hip hop.
Exactly.
And even then, you still sometimes like
do
drums
you just
and
want
stuff.
country? Like, just go over there. Just go to the country. Not us. Just leave us alone.
Turn on 94.9. There you go. Like, literally, if you want that, listen to that. But yeah, like, we still, like, there are still instruments.
Yeah.
And even, like, I hate the argument, too, like, because Sam Kim used to say this all the time. He was like, everybody uses synthesizers today. I'm like, they used synthesizers back then, too. How do you think they made Bohemian Rhapsody?
Exactly.
I'm like, shut up.
Rhapsody.
Like, shut up. Like, oh, there's a hair. Whatever. Okay. So, now, moving on to today's version of rock and roll with music. With actual music and instruments. Where it's not just like like that shit. Like, oh. I did it again.
We said no swearing,
cursing.
Brandy. How dare you? I mean, Roscoe.
No swearing.
I'm gonna get you a poster that says no swearing.
No swearing.
God.
Okay. So, Harry Styles, who is Mick Jagger 2.0. I say that because have you seen those two? Have you actually seen side-by-side pictures of young Mick Jagger and Harry Styles?
I actually haven't.
They look exactly the same.
Really?
Yeah, Stevie Nicks literally said that he is her and Mick Jagger's love child that, like, they never had. Like, literally, like, that. Not only that, so Harry Styles, compared to Mick Jagger, I don't know how many times because of the fact, you know, like, One Direction split. The One Direction split, and then him having, like, the most successful solo career.
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones are still together today, but, like, they went solo for a little bit, and Mick Jagger, like, had a solo career.
Yeah.
So, and he was the most, like, successful member of that. Not only that, like, he still channels Mick Jagger in a lot that he does, because, like, he knows they're so similar.
Yeah.
There was gonna be a movie, and it's called Exile on Main Street, which is based off of Mick Jagger's, not Mick Jagger's, the Rolling Stones, one of their albums, and there was talk that Harry was gonna play Mick Jagger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that 100%. So, I think like if a bunch of people in Gen X were listening to what I had to say right now, they'd be like heated, like beyond all belief, and they'd be like, "You don't know what music is," and blah, blah, blah. But like, I'm sorry, but he is rock and roll savior. Mm-hmm. That's even a quote by Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks called him the savior of rock and roll. He inducted her into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He did?
Yeah. Yeah, and they performed the song "Stop Dragging My Heart Around" by her and Tom Petty. And he sang Tom Petty's part, and they kind of did it as a tribute to Tom Petty because he died. Yeah, but yeah. So he was in one of the biggest boy bands, as I've said. He was in One Direction, and since then he's released his self-titled Harry Styles in 2017 and Fine Line in 2019. And he's also an actor. He was in the movie Dunkirk by Christopher Nolan, and he's going to be in the upcoming films The Eternals and the film that's coming out actually like pretty soon. It's called Don't Worry Darling, and it's directed by Olivia Wilde, which is his girlfriend now, and I'm obsessed with it. I love it.
Olivia Wilde?
Olivia Wilde. I'm jealous of Harry. I'm not jealous of her. I'm jealous of Harry.
Really?
Olivia Wilde. I love it. They're gonna be so iconic. I friggin' love them. Okay, so why is he the savior of rock and roll? So for one, the people that say rock and roll is dead just because you don't live in the 70s and the 80s anymore, you can't gatekeep rock and roll because it's not a genre of music. To be quite honest, it is a lifestyle and a culture.
What?
It is, because the whole ideal of rock and roll is stick it to the man and fight. Like, you need to fight for what you want. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't be yourself because you are.
Really?
Yes, that is literally what rock and roll means. That was what rock and roll was made from, and that is why it was considered so bad and so like dangerous for teenagers to listen to because of that.
Because they like older people like the control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like that, like rock and roll is all about rebellion. Like that's like, because that's like, the thing is like the people that gatekeep rock and roll and are like, rock and roll, like you can't tell me that's rock and roll. Like, you're literally gatekeeping, which is what rock and roll is completely against.
Yeah.
Like, the people that like listen to rock and roll are always the like, you know, like our dad's ages or something like that, are the people that are like, Harry Styles isn't rock and roll. Like,
yeah,
you're literally like defying what rock and roll means by saying that. Like, you're taking your legends' words and twisting them.
Yeah.
Because all of them are on his side and defending him and saying he belongs.
Yeah.
Like, you're just
taking your...
Yo, like he wrote a 15-minute rock ballad.
He did?
Yes, he wrote a 15-minute rock ballad. And not only that, no, he wrote a 10-minute rock ballad in 15 minutes and released it as his debut single, but he had to shorten it down to 5 minutes so they would play it on the radio. The same exact issue that Queen had with Bohemian Rhapsody. They wouldn't play it.
They wouldn't play it because it was too long.
Yeah.
Long.
So you can't tell me like this man comes out of a boy band, goes away and hides away in Jamaica to write an album, and he decides to release a 10-minute rock ballad as his debut single, which is already extremely dangerous as it is. Like, you can't like just come out of a boy band and then be like, I'm going all rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like, that was a dangerous move, and he made it. And I mean, it was like, it really was actually like a great move for him.
Yeah.
It's really worked out. And even like, and if you even want to like have the argument that, oh, his genre of music doesn't fit rock and roll, go listen to his song She on Fine Line. It literally sounds like a Pink Floyd song. So like, where's your argument now?
Yeah.
Like, we've literally knocked everything off. Like, and the thing is too, he's so influential. Like, talking about like how he wears what he wants. This man literally went on the cover of Vogue in a dress.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he wears like these flamboyant suits and paints his nails. Like, that's so 70s.
Yeah.
Like the flamboyant suits and like painting his nails. Not only that, but ever since he started doing that in 2017, all of a sudden, well, no, but like all of a sudden everybody else has. Like, have you noticed like that rise of like guys dressing feminine?
Yeah, I've
and
noticed
when
that.
it started, like, because like I was a fan of him for a very long time. So when he started doing it and I started noticing like other guys doing it,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if he completely like created that wave, like, yo, do what you want. But the timing is too much of a coincidence to me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say like he's completely to blame for that, but he also kind of was like, you know, a very big figure in that moment of like encouragement.
Yeah.
And I just like, that's so rock and roll. Like, that is. So I mean,
Oh, also, I was at a hibachi restaurant, like for Owen's birthday, and I literally see one of the waiters. He's a guy.
yeah.
He has his nails painted.
Yeah, like
And I was just like,
that's becoming
I was
normal.
not expecting it.
Right.
But yeah,
That's becoming like a normal thing now, and it's sick, and I love it. It's great.
one of my friends, Brendan, paints his nails.
Oh yeah, I think you told me about that. And like, not like just going back with everything, like even like you said, like he's created waves of like different things, and then not only that, but he's taunted his critics.
He's taunted them?
That's so rock and roll. Yeah. So have you heard about Candace Owens?
Uh-uh.
So she's a conservative. I don't want it to get too political, but she went off about him wearing a dress on Vogue and was like, if I ever like saw a man wearing a dress, I think he's a crackhead, like, you know, stuff like that. Like, and he posted a photo on his Instagram, and it was to advertise a magazine that he was going to be in. And so she tweeted something saying, "Bring back manly men." And he captioned the tweet, he captioned the Instagram post, "Bring back manly men." And then started taunting her in comments on other people's posts about it.
I love that.
Yeah, that's so rock and roll. Like, I mean, like it, like you can't, like, what?
What are you gonna do?
Ozzy wore a dress.
Ozzy did?
Ozzy wore a dress. Like, where are you gonna try to like tell me that
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze wore a dress?
Oh, did you see okay, so on TikTok, I saw this thing, and it's like, guys shouldn't wear dresses. This is what real men look like.
Yeah.
And then they showed a picture of Harry Styles wearing an army outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause he was in that Christopher Nolan movie, World War II. It was called Dunkirk.
Yeah.
That's what the picture's from.
And I'm like, that's literally what? I was
You're
like,
like-
did you just search up like army man, and then he popped up, and you're like, yeah, that's him.
Exactly.
That's good.
So, like, this entire argument, like, we've literally just smashed it in I don't know how many minutes. Like, you literally, like, don't have an argument against this. You're just mad. Like, that's literally it. Like, if you say stuff like that, you're just mad.
Yeah.
You're just mad. And so why do you think people are simple-minded, especially when it comes to new and up-and-coming artists?
Honestly, I feel like people who think very simple, it's kind of like that, I want to say that ignorance is bliss, kind of.
Exactly.
Because, like, if you just think one way, you're not able to, like, put things together and, like, put both things together and, like, see how it is. You're not able to compare things.
Exactly.
So I feel like so many people, when they think simple-minded, they're very like, oh no, this is how a guy is, this is how a girl is, that's it. Like, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like people are just too afraid to change their ways.
And it definitely goes like that in like music and stuff. Like, I feel it goes back to people our parents' age, 100% like believing that their era was the best era of all time. Like,
Yeah.
yo, I feel like everyone feels that way. Like, are we gonna feel that way when we're adults and when we were teens? Like, our era and like growing up was like one of the best times. I feel
Maybe.
like, to be honest, some of us will, but not all of us will, because not all of us are simple-minded. Like, but that's a big difference. Like, even my grandpa would say that about his. My mom still says that about hers, and like, I mean, I would love to go back in time.
Oh, I would love to too. I would
Yeah.
always hear about stories about my mom would always tell me, oh yeah, when we were younger, we would go outside and we'd all play as a huge group.
Yeah.
And we get told to be home at night. And I talked to her and I was like, she's like, why can't you do that? I was like, Mom, if I go out and try and make friends, I'm gonna get kidnapped.
Right,
one.
like literally.
Like, I told her about the story how we walked to Dunkin' at 6 a.m. And how many men stared at us? Not just like teenage boys that were like 25. No, it's like 80-year-old men.
It was like predatory. Like,
it was 60-year-old men that like had like gray hair. Like,
all of them looked like they
dads.
could be our dads.
Like a little bit older than our dads.
Yeah, even
too.
like some older.
And they were like winking at us. Like not even like
Like,
I swear. And then that truck full
oh,
of guys that walked, that like drove past us, and then they like turned out the window, and they're like, ah, and they're like they've never seen a girl before.
get in the van.
They're like,
Yeah, like that. Yeah,
it's just overwhelmingly scary.
it is. And I'd like, just like the lifestyle back then too, like, I mean, granted, if you really like look at history, like the way that they were living life was so unsafe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you said, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Like,
Because they didn't have that. I talked to my mom about this. I was like, it hasn't, like, kidnapping hasn't got more dangerous or went up. It's just that it wasn't broadcasted. Maybe
Yeah,
it went up
exactly,
a little bit,
like,
but it wasn't broadcasted. It wasn't put to
broadcasted.
attention. Because now we have all these, like, little TVs right in our
not only
hand.
that, but like it's easier than ever to
Oh, yeah.
kidnap people. Like, all you have to do is make a fake account on Instagram and like start hitting people up.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that it's like it happens more. Like, I'm sure it does, because I'm sure like the longer things are prolonged and like, you know, stuff like that, like it's gonna happen more.
Yeah, because I watch these shows that are like, catching a predator.
Yeah,
And-
but it's not like because of the time that we're in. It's just because of the fact we're in a time of where we're glued to our phones and we're like, literally everything's broadcasted.
Yeah.
Everything is. Like, a small tweet could end up on the news.
Yeah, my mom said she was glad that like her era didn't have like cell phones because she's like, I would be dead. And I was
Literally.
like, yeah.
Literally though, like, and the thing is like this goes back to like the whole ignorance is bliss thing. Like, dude, if we like went back in time and were teenagers in their era, we would have nowhere near as much stress as we have today.
No, we would be quite happy.
Yeah, like,
And it's not because of the phones are causing us
no,
stress.
that's not it. It's like literally everything that has anything to do with how different our lives are compared to theirs. Like, school is different.
Yeah.
They're testing us more than ever. Not only that, college back then was a choice.
Yeah.
Today it is a choice, but
But it's not really. If you want to
Yeah.
live homeless,
if you
don't
want to
have
live
go to
homeless,
college.
don't go to college. Or like, you know, and it's,
And then even if you go to college, it's not guaranteed you're gonna get a job.
yeah. Like, you start thinking about college here, like at our age, like maybe 15,
Yeah.
16. Back then they were like 18. They're like, oh yeah, maybe I should start going to college. Like, maybe I should, you know, apply somewhere.
That may have been me.
That may have been me. Oh my god.
And like, especially with like our lab photography, you can't like there's not such a demand anymore because senior pictures, not everyone had a phone. You can't.
Right.
So it was in more demand.
Yeah. And like, I feel like too, like,
Should we go on to our next topic?
yeah, well, it's like yeah, we'll move on to our next topic here really quick. Okay, so we'll like cut it off at somewhere where it sounds good.
Yeah.
But
If
it'll-
we just had that.
We like
discussion
went
that
off on a
was-
tangent, and I literally said, don't go off on tangents. And we did.
Well, it's us.
It's
Are
fine.
you that surprised?
So,
That could be in the bloopers.
yeah. So, Taylor Swift, is she retiring?
No, I hope she's not. She better not.
Well, there's like this stupid fan theory. I'm sorry, should I say stupid? it's opinion based. I can say stupid if I want to.
Yes, you can.
So there's this stupid fan theory where people are talking about that she's going to retire because, for one, they're saying that when she first started, she had a 7-album contract. But here's the thing, and here's the kicker. The other theory is saying that she wants to get out of her record label and she wants to go and start a family with Joe Alwyn, which is her boyfriend. There's like rumors that like they got married and stuff, which I believe. Like there's a couple lyrics in her songs that kind of hint to that, and I'm like,
yeah, because there's a song,
Cowboy Like Me.
Oh wait, never mind. That's an old song. Never mind.
Oh, but no, in Cowboy Like Me, like she hints that like they got married and stuff like that, and I'm just like, good for you, man. Like do whatever you want, but. So here's where I just have to completely like debunk all of these theories. This woman, okay, within 2 months, like 2 months, maybe 3 months apart, released 2 albums.
Mm-hmm.
All of them lyrically immaculate.
Yes.
All of the songs, like the music, like she really took a risk with releasing them too, so it means she was extremely proud of them and she knew what she was doing.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, there is a theory which I 100% believe as well, but she is, like, there's a rumor that she's gonna release a 3rd album because when she was releasing Folklore, which was one of her 3 albums, she, there was a wood veil at the top of it, and she tried to say in a Jimmy Kimmel Live interview that, I was just trying to hide the name from my record label so they wouldn't know what album it was. But no.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you're Taylor freaking Swift. I'm like, you're not that stupid. I'm like, come on. Like, you just didn't forget to remove it. Like, you would have deleted that quick. Like, no. So everyone thinks the 3rd album is going to be Woodvale. So, again, here's where I just have to completely like debunk everything. There's no way she could quit music.
No, because she has such an impact as it is.
Exactly.
With saying like, I'm a woman. It would be easier if I was a man. Like trying to like really show that narrative on how she's getting a lot of disrespect because of her gender.
Yeah, like the fact that like she's clearly like. And that was during the Lover era, which again, like Lover was released August of 2019, and then she released Folklore, literally June, July, if.
Yeah.
Like, and then released Evermore in end of November, very early December.
Yeah.
Like you can't this woman can't stop writing, and the fact that she's talking about I don't get the best media coverage. I don't get the best respect in the music industry. She's talking about that because she clearly wants to make a change of it. So why would she just start talking about it then to just fade away?
Exactly.
That makes no sense. I feel like if she is going to retire, she's going to retire from touring, which would now for one be a good time because of COVID. But I don't think she's going to stop releasing albums.
No.
And people try to say that she's going to stop because she's 30. She just recently turned 31. And she said in an interview when she first came out that, at 30 I'm probably just going to settle down and have kids and stop with music. Dude, everybody says that.
Yeah.
Everybody says that because they don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah.
Coldplay said it. Chris what's his name? Chris Martin literally said when he turned 40 he'd stop music and go to college. They just released their latest album last year.
Yeah. And how old is he now?
He's so he turned 40 when I was in 8th grade.
Oh.
So he's probably 45, 46 now.
Yeah. So
So everyone says that. You can't use that as proof because even One Direction said that in an interview. Dude, I think the oldest is 29. They're not stopping anytime soon.
No, probably not.
That's so dumb. So, now, Paige is going to convince me to listen to K-pop. Why should I listen to K-pop?
I think you should listen to K-pop because it is good.
That's it?
Maybe.
I've listened to it and I don't like it. It's not good.
Okay, why don't you like it? Is it because you can't understand it?
One, it's because the music is just not
It's upbeat.
It's too much for me. Like, I don't like a lot of pop music. Like, I like pop music, but I don't like a lot of, like, for instance, I can't listen to Katy Perry. Like, her music is too, like, I can't listen to it.
But there is some other songs that are, I don't know if I've showed you, that are, like, actually, like soft. I don't know how to explain that. Not like, ow. Okay, that's not like, boom. There is some songs that are like that. But I know a lot of people, I think it ties back into the boy band thing, honestly. Because a lot of girls like BTS, okay? Mm-hmm. And they're not getting respect.
It's because they're hot. There's literally every boy band.
Too, they also wear makeup too. So of course guys are not gonna like
and
them.
it's just the fat girls like them. And
what?
girls are like, oh my god. Like, it goes back to the hysteria thing.
Yeah. And plus I know a lot of people also, they're speaking Korean, I can't understand it.
Well, that's my thing too. I'm not gonna like a song if I don't know what they're saying.
But there's so many songs out there that speak Spanish. And
I don't listen to those either.
Okay, but like many people do. And they still say, no, it's Korean, I don't like it.
Okay, but I don't like any song I can't understand.
Well,
if I ever learn Korean, I'll give it a chance. If I ever do, and that's if I ever want to either.
Okay. Bet.
But I guess if I ever want to come visit you in Korea, I'll have to.
Yes, you will.
Will I have to?
I'm not probably gonna live in the United States for that much longer.
I'm probably going to college in England.
Yeah.
So, yay. I'm really excited about that too. I literally think I will. Like, I'm genuinely actually pretty serious on it. So.
Yeah, I want to move to Korea. I just need to know how to speak it first.
I'm so glad I'm going to a country that I don't have to learn any language for.
You'll just have a cute American accent and they'll be like, oh my god. And you'll be like, no, you guys are the one with the accent. I'm not.
Okay. So, well, before I go off to college and before Paige goes to Korea, that is going to be it for us right now.
College and then Korea.
Okay.
12 years here. Oh, I have to do 12 years here.
Okay, but that is going to be it for us. And we will come back next week with some cool new topics to discuss. Have a great day. And don't forget to email us about topics that we would love to go over. You heard it from Roscoe.
And Paigey.
Bye. Okay.
Why do you keep... Sorry.
I don't know.
Stop. Sorry. Wait, we got to do bloopers. Gotta do bloopers. Okay, they're gonna hate you. This is on a school
Oh my God.
SD card. Imagine 10 years ago, 10 years later, they find this.
They're like, hey, she's hot.
Stop breaking the fourth wall, Brandy.
Stop. I'll get a paper cut if you throw paper.
I already got a paper cut today. Actually, that's really bad.
No swearing. It's right there. No swearing. And I didn't do that today. I swore a lot.